podcast. And you're probably wondering what the heck this is. And so that's what we're going to do. So this is us, Kyle and Rob, talking to you from essentially present day. I mean, it's still, for us, it's still the future. For you, it's the past, but not quite as far back as what we're about to do. I'm already getting too wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey with this. Okay, so here's what it is. Before we joined the Next Real family of podcasts, before they asked us to do Marvel Movie Minutes, we had our own show, a very, very small little show that no one really has heard. So in that show, we did a Doctor Who podcast. We were anticipating Jodie Whittaker's appearance as the Doctor, and so we did a podcast called Time for 13, which was basically we were going to look at all the Doctor Who episodes since the reboot leading up to her appearance and then talk about her episodes that came out. And we did that. We just never really got around to finishing it because we got the Marvel Movie Minute job, and that takes a lot of work.
Busy.
Yeah. So what you're going to hear is a little bit step back in time. So the dates are all in the show notes, so you'll see. So this is around the end of 2018 into 2019. So we were sort of leading up to when Jodie Whittaker's first episode were going to air, and so then we go back to the start of Eccleston. So we do series 1, series 2, all the thing, and so we then talked to the Next Real guys and said, hey, we have this show that no one's really heard before. Would anyone be interested in this? And they said, yeah, sure. Like, let's take a listen to it. And I listened back to it, and, well, let's just say that we're much better now.
Oh, well, now,
but
it's still funny.
It is still funny. It's still enjoyable. But our microphones were much cheaper. Yeah. Our audio production was like. But we also did have a professional editor, my friend Alice, who has since retired from editing because I think I burned her out. So you'll hear us talking about her at the episode because she went through it and cut all the episodes because neither of us knew anything about cutting audio, which we know so much more now because we're both pretty good audio editors at this point. But that won't be evident in what you're about to hear. So, but not to undersell. So what you're going to hear is the beginnings of Rob and my podcast chemistry. Like we had already been friends, but then you'll see how much fun we were already having at the start. And I think the shows are a lot of fun. They're very, very silly. We get into some ridiculous stuff. We do a lot of stuff with audio. I drop a lot of audio things so we can hear some of the stuff from the show, not just talk about it in like we do it where it's just us yapping at each other. Rob has, you want to talk about your episode titles?
So my shtick in this was, and first of all, we should say, obviously we're Doctor Who fans.
Yes.
If you're a Doctor Who fan, you'll enjoy this. And when we first started it, we had the ambitious task of taking an entire season. Each episode is the season or the series.
Yes.
If you're from across the pond, and we talk about that. And my shtick is that for every single episode since 2005, I create an alternate title. And the alternate titles, let's just say, they're going to be T-shirts someday. They're amazing.
Good prediction. Let's hope that actually comes to fruition.
I hope so.
And one thing that's also going to be interesting for those is here's how a few people actually listen to the show. You'll hear us talking about doing a giveaway. Rob does the whole thing where he goes to some place in particular and finds a particular thing and then brings it back and is going to give it away. And we put out a thing saying, hey, if you do this, you can have it. Not one person actually responded to the
No, we had one.
Thing.
We had one who was a friend of mine.
Okay.
We had one.
So what I'm saying to you now, I think it still stands, right? Like the contest is still going on. So if you listen to the show and do the things that they say in there, you could win something by listening to the shows because Rob still has the prize.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because my friend didn't need it. Yeah, no. The friend I had didn't. No. We still, it's still out there.
We still have the thing. So there's another incentive to listen to. So anyways, like I said, you cover an entire season, like 13 plus episodes in the course of like an hour and a half. And then when the 13th Doctor shows up, then we start doing those. So we actually started to do something. And so this was Rob's idea, was that we're going to talk about the episodes as they aired, but only give ourselves 13 minutes to talk about it. So the second season, I guess it would be, is Time for 13 in 13, which is we talk about whatever episode had just aired. You know, the girl who fell to Earth, I think it was the first one. But only give ourselves 13 minutes. So when the timer goes, then we have to stop talking no matter where we're at in it. And do we make that deadline? you'll have to listen and see. But
Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
You'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. But anyway, so we wanted to put this out there because we thought if people like what we do there, they might listen. It would be Doctor Who fans and want to hear this. We're pretty proud of the episodes. We did a lot of work on them. This was really where we learned about podcasting and audio assembly and regular schedule and putting all this stuff together. But yeah, so you listen to us now, you're gonna we sound like I think we sound like we have colds because of the low quality of our microphones. So it'll be interesting to hear the difference. Like neither of us had voice change over the course of the time, but it does sound very, very different. But you'll hear the same weird stammering and pauses that you hear from me on a regular basis back then too. But we hope you really liked it, and if you'd like it, we'd like to hear about it. Send. I think the email addresses that we say in the show are still valid, so you can send stuff to there. And if you like the show, let us know, and we would like to finish it because we sort of got all the way through Matt Smith. We were about to do Capaldi, and then our lives changed dramatically, and so we got a different show, and then we moved on to there. We didn't have time to do everything we wanted to, so we actually have to go back and do all 3 seasons of Capaldi, and then do the current season that just finished of Jodie Whittaker.
Right.
And then obviously she'll have. We don't actually even know when more Doctor Who episodes. We assume there'll be more Doctor Who episodes in 2021, but we don't really know for sure because they haven't said. Because also, just like everybody else, they're kind of waiting to see how this whole global pandemic thing shakes out. But it's nice to look back in time. They're, like I said, they're fun. They're breezy. Like we're having a good time. I hope you like them, and I'm glad that more than the handful of people who listened to the first time get to listen to them. So,
Absolutely.
All right, so I don't even remember how we did our sign off back then, but enjoy the shows. You can listen to them at your leisure. There's no time element, and keep your ears peeled. Do you peel your ears? Pinned? No. What do you do with your ears to? Perk up your ears? Do you perk up your ears? Perk up your ears for that giveaway because, like I said, there's still a prize out there to be won, and we're happy to send it to the person who actually sends it along in. So, a fun bonus thing for listening. Enjoy your time in the TARDIS. I know we did, and hopefully we get to go back there. You never know when your time with the Doctor is over, so maybe ours isn't over as well. Enough said.
Bye.
Our whole story's in the end. Just make it a good one, eh?